ChatGPT just becomes so much more powerful, your unfair advantage for thinking, creating, and executing faster. So in this video, I'll share 20 really powerful ways to use ChatGPT so well that will immediately put you in the top 1% user and how you can maximize its power to make a true impact on your day-to-day work. Let's go. So one of the most useful features that ChatGPT recently added is the apps in ChatGPT, where now you can connect directly to tools like Canva on ChatGPT, and this is absolutely a game changer. So first, go to Settings, and on the Apps and Connectors, pick Canva and connect ChatGPT to a Canva account. Now let's say we have this deep research report, and we want to create a beautiful presentation. We can first ask ChatGPT to draft the presentation outline for us. So utilizing its creative writing power to draft a narrative for each slide, and then turn on the Canva app and ask it to create a presentation based on this generated outline. And you can see it's now calling Canva, and just within a minute, we have all the presentation design ready. So just pick the one that you like and preview it, and you can click here to add it on Canva. And this is really good. The presentation flow and copy is basically following ChatGPT. And I like how they're all editable, and you can select any elements, even the charts, and update the value. And it's ready to present on Canva as well. And so this is one of the most useful way of using the ChatGPT apps. So ChatGPT just become your designer, and that's just the start. It can also become your process builder and help you to create clean and professional diagrams directly on Figma. So let's say we're launching a new campaign and we want to visualize a complete customer journey map for this launch. So first we can give all the details to ChatGPT and then ask it to design the journey flow and output as a visual flowchart structure. So ChatGPT will outline the key touch points for your campaign from start to finish. And now the magic happens when we can just turn on Figma and ask it to create a user flow diagram based on this outline process. And this would be very useful and serve just like a holistic action map for your whole sales funnel about areas you need to focus and share for team communication. And as you optimize your funnel based on data, you will know exactly what are the steps that you need to take action. Or maybe you're optimizing a checkout flow with decision branching. Just ask ChatGPT design and create a flowchart on Figma. And this is really a game changer and save you time designing whatever the business or marketing process is. So we have mapped out our visual strategy, but what about crafting the perfect message? And that's why ChatGPT Canvas mode is so useful. It's just like the collaborative space where we are building this together. And there is a trick. So we will make ChatGPT critique its own work to deliver a world-class results. So let's say you're designing a welcome email sequence for new subscribers for your free ebook. Then instead of just simply asking ChatGPT to draft you the sequence, first turn on Canvas mode and include what the sequence should look like in your prompts. Now before submitting, add one more step. So ask ChatGPT to self-reflect. And this is one of the OpenAI official prompting tips. Have it define what a world-class welcome sequence looks like with an internal rubric, then iterate to get the best possible results. I encourage you to try this method because the results will be much better and more thoughtful. I just copied examples from the official guide, only making a few tweaks, so I'll put the prompt snippet below so you can try it. And what makes Canvas so powerful is collaborative feel, where you can adjust anything like the length, the tone, or select any part of the text and prompt it for the changes. And when you're done, just export to any format like a Word document, PDF, and then it is ready to refine or share with your team. Creating content is powerful, but the top 1% knows that the most persuasive story always utilize visualization. ChatGPT isn't just for making basic charts. It can create a compelling one-page data story that your team will actually understand. So for example, I have this digital marketing campaign data sets. It's all dummy data. It has like 8,000 rows, and whenever you're doing this kind of data analysis, I highly encourage you to turn on thinking mode to make sure it's think deeply. And now turn on Canvas mode and then use this prompt to ask it to create a one-page custom dashboard that summarizes the most important insights for the team. And so you are not just asking ChatGPT to analyze the data, but also asking to present a compelling data story to your audience. So Canvas is useful to help you present present any data story, building useful dashboard, like in this case, summarizing the key findings, giving actionable recommendations. And not just for data sets. Maybe you have a super long industry report or research white paper. You can also use Canvas mode to build that data story quickly. A bonus tip is you can even share this any particular output that you like or the entire chat conversation to your team to streamline the communication. And ChatGPT can also be your builder, but instead of vibe coding the full application, which is not for everyone, there is a huge quick win for any website. That is building a small custom widget that will fit into any web page. So for example, I have this ebook download landing page and I want to add a small interactive widget to make it more engaging and drive conversions. So I can just take the screenshot, paste it back to ChatGPT, and then ask it to analyze and propose ideas for the interactive widget. And because ChatGPT can analyze image, it can identify areas that we can improve. Let's say I pick the AI readiness quiz widget idea. Then I can just turn on Canvas mode and let ChatGPT build a widget for us and make sure it fits into my website theme. And this is super cool. You can see the button color, the style all fits into my website theme, and it even adds this little fireworks effect. And then I can just copy the codes and embed this widget directly on my landing page. And this is nicely done. So think about any small code snippet or widget, useful tool for your web page. And this is like the easiest quick win. Now, if you're a decision maker or you're building a business or brand and you're thinking, this is powerful, but how do I implement AI in a way customer will trust? Then this report from HubSpot and SurveyMonkey on how brands are earning loyalty in an automated world is exactly what you need. I've put the download link in the description. It's an insightful report digging into why businesses are going all in on AI, while consumers are still skeptical. Based on data from thousands of consumers and business leaders globally, it covers what customers think about AI in marketing and reveals the trust and transparency issues brands need to address. While most leaders say AI is critical, here is the thing. Only 24% of consumers actually like seeing AI in emails, ads, or support. And 84% wants brand to be upfront about when they're using it. My favorite section is not just the insights, but also the best practice for staying authentic with AI. It gives you 5 strategic directions to implement AI without losing customer trust. If you're using AI heavily in your marketing, this report is essential reading. Download for free in the description. It's made by HubSpot and SurveyMonkey, who is sponsoring this video. Thank you so much. Let's also talk about image generation. Probably you already know ChatGPT can generate image for you, but the method that I'm going to show you is what will make you the top 1% user. So the method here is always let ChatGPT to learn the success pattern first, and that is what we call the reverse prompting techniques. I cover that more in this video, so go check it out. So first, we can find some ad inspiration from the Meta ad library. It's free and it's real ad creatives data from all other advertisers. So just pick any advertisers, big players in your niche, and then find any good ad inspiration. Note we're not asking ChatGPT just to copy the same design approach. Instead, we ask it to identify the success formula that it noticed from these creative ads, and then it will give you really detailed analysis like the key visual tricks. And then the magic happens is we will ask it to apply these success patterns to your brand and your product. So let's say it's a superfood product, and then ask it to generate 3 fresh ad creatives ideas with the text to image prompt. And then might be, I like this idea, 20 pounds of greens, 1 scoop of subi. And then just turn on the image generation mode and paste back the text to image prompt. Then boom. This is really cool, and the product is just fitting into the background so well in a very natural way. And you can see there is more brightness in the center, focusing on the core products that we're selling. So this is perfect. And if you think this is impressive, Sora 2, the video generation model of ChatGPT, will definitely blow your mind. So I have tried playing it myself, and I must say it is incredibly powerful. To access Sora 2, simply download the Sora mobile app or use the web platform. Once you get the access, you will see different types of AI-generated videos by other users. To generate your own videos, you just simply type your prompt here. Let's just simply ask it to turn the product image into a professional cinematic ad video, and then pick the orientation, and the generation is pretty fast, just within a minute.
100 pounds of real vegetables, picked, dried, and transformed into one powerful blend. 1 scoop, water, and you get a glass of greens your body will thank you for.
And I am really impressed. The prompt is super simple, but you can see it's almost like a final version. And you can just further edit the prompt or you can just download it here. Now, if you want to go a little more advanced, the key is knowing how to prompt it. So first, ask ChatGPT to create a comprehensive 5-point checklist for writing a perfect Sora prompt based on the official prompting guide. Then save this checklist into a Word document. So let's say I have this headphone product. I can just ask ChatGPT to upgrade my simple idea and turn it into a world-class Sora prompt. And it will give me really detailed Sora prompts. And my tip for you is to try to keep your ideas broad enough, because too many boundaries might limit its creativity.
Introducing the future of quiet. Immersive sound, limitless focus, engineered for pure listening.
And you can see that the results are super impressive. It looks really professional and hyper-realistic. I can see there's so much potential for Sora in the commercial creative space. And if you're using ChatGPT Pro, you can unlock higher resolution as well. And Sora also has a feature called Cameo, so letting you create a digital version of yourself in a generated video. And you can even use Cameo shared by other users. So just tag your Cameo and insert whatever prompts that you like. Personally, I'm not a fan of using myself in AI generated videos, but if you want to have some fun, you can make it say or do anything that you want, often with surprisingly good results. Now you know how to create one-off videos and images, but the top 1% don't just create assets, they build the engines. And that's why the trick is to utilize the ChatGPT project to create complete content engines that knows your brand, your voice, and your goals inside and out. To set up a project, just click New Project, give it a name, perhaps maybe you're doing it for a client or a brand. A great feature is the project-only memory, so any new chats can pull context from other conversations happening in the same project, something that wasn't possible before. And this is great for ongoing work where past conversation matters. But note that once it is set, you cannot undo it. Another useful feature is the project custom instructions, which ChatGPT will follow in every response. A solid instruction should include the role, responsibilities, output format, tone and style, and any constraint or guardrails. Sometimes you may need to even include the workflow details. You can also upload project files like a brand overview. So in our case, this is a minimalist apparel brand. Another best thing about project is you can access to other ChatGPT features like the deep research. So ChatGPT will always give you relevant recommendations. So you can see even in a new chat, ChatGPT can now reference our previous deep research findings for social post ideas because project memories is enabled. So that means whether you are drafting a social post or creating a visual prompt, everything stays on brand by following the custom instructions and the brand voice guideline that you upload to this project. So I highly recommend really leveraging the ChatGPT project features, and this is definitely what the top 1% ChatGPT users should be using. A bonus tip is you can also move chats between projects. So maybe you generate a really good SEO blog post and you can just move it back to the brand project, or you can remove any chat from the project anytime as well to keep the context clean. Now you can even use the Canva app features inside this project. So let's say you're preparing a social post for a campaign. So first, you can just create a new chat asking ChatGPT to draft you the copy or ideas, and then just ask Canva to create the actual designs for you. So the best thing is now Canva will follow your brand voice guide, color tone that you specify in this project, and you can always further make changes, adjusting the wordings and the layout. So these can be good starting point if you just like ideas. So don't just use the app features on its own, combine it with the ChatGPT project to turn it into a full system that actually scales. So you can see that the secret is having the detailed brand voice guide embedded directly within your project. But here is the best part. You don't have to spend hours writing it yourself. Instead, you can let ChatGPT do it for you. So AI is a powerful learner and is really good at identifying patterns. And that's why the best way to build your personalized brand voice guide is actually first collecting a bunch of your own well-performing content examples. So like in this case, I have a list of my past newsletter samples, and I highly suggest you prepare more samples with diverse content type. So not just newsletter, might be blog articles, social posts, and even images. So ChatGPT can analyze them as well. And our tip for you is that because there is a file uploading limit in ChatGPT, so what you can do is just compress all of them into one single zip file, and then use this mega prompt to ask ChatGPT to analyze it and output it as a comprehensive brand voice guide with all the important criteria like the brand personas, tone and voice, word choices, and then it will give you detailed analysis about your tone of voice, and then just ask it to export it into a well-formatted Word document. And I highly suggest you review and adjust it further. Then you can just upload it to any of your ChatGPT project to enhance the response even further. So make sure you try this method. Everything we've covered so far, ChatGPT can do much more than that. Using the agent mode, it immediately becomes your AI agent, browsing websites, making decisions, taking actions on your behalf to find you the next business opportunity completely on its own. One of the best ways that I found using ChatGPT Agent is to monitor social media platforms, because oftentimes this process is very tedious and manual. So turn on ChatGPT Agent mode and then ask it to monitor different subreddit sites, search on YouTube, and identify what target customers are saying. And based on that, to propose new business opportunity ideas. And now you can just let the AI agent do all the rest for you, taking the time to do some other stuff. And you can even run different agent tasks all at the same time. And within just 15 minutes, it gives me this opportunity report summarizing the patterns with charts, and most importantly, what are the proposed business ideas that it sees, which is super helpful. And now the best thing is you can just schedule it to run on a regular basis. Maybe you want it to run it monthly. So every month you will receive this market opportunity report directly on ChatGPT. Next, let me show you how to turn ChatGPT into your 24/7 personal research assistant. The magic here is to use the account level custom instructions and connectors. This allows ChatGPT to know more about your background and preference, and access to your personal apps like Google Calendar, Notion, Gmail, and retrieve data for you. And you will be surprised how useful this can be. First, enable customization under settings and share your communication preference in custom instructions and anything about yourself. Unlike memory, which be triggered when context is relevant, customization details are applied every time once turned on. To start using the connectors, again, go to the apps and connectors on the settings, and then scroll down here. You will see the connectors available for connecting. So in my case, I already have Google Calendar, Google Drive, and Gmail connectors already connected. Now you can just click Add Source, and Google Calendar will be automatically being used. And then you can just ask ChatGPT to check your calendar in the next week or so and find any important meetings, and then to do the research around the company, the attendees, and give you a detailed summary as part of your meeting plan. And you can see it will trigger the thinking mode and then doing the web search and give the detailed meeting plan about the company, the attendees, what are some strategic talking points, and even the proposed offer tiers, because it already knows about me. And this method doesn't just work for a simple web search, it can also work for deep research as well. So you can just let ChatGPT deep research your email conversation, Google Drive, and be your own research assistant. Now what happens when the apps or connectors that you need isn't on the official list? So that's why ChatGPT now also lets you connect to your own custom connectors and unlock even more possibilities. So go to apps and connectors. Here under advanced settings, turn on the developer mode. Now ChatGPT is in the developer mode, and that means now you have full access to your own tools and let ChatGPT use them to execute a task. So for example, I want to pull the website performance data from my GA4 account using my custom connectors. So you can see ChatGPT will then call the tool and is able to retrieve the website data and then generate the relevant charts. And maybe I wanted to also send an email summary to myself, and then I can just ask it to prepare the key takeaways and send it to my mailbox, as I already configured my server to also be able to send out the emails. Then immediately I receive these website performance summaries. So if you're more technical savvy, definitely try this method so you can use it to connect connect ChatGPT to whatever your custom tool that are not available officially. Alright, you may have seen the hype around ChatGPT News Pulse features, the one that gives you proactive, personalized briefings every day. It's useful, but it's locked behind the $200 plan. But I'm going to show you how to build the exact same thing yourself by just using the memory features with a simple scheduling trick. To ask ChatGPT to save anything to the memory, you can just use the keyword remember and then type whatever the things that you wanted to remember. So in this case, I wanted to remember all my background, what I do, what my preferences are, and then it will save it to its memory. And in the settings under personalization, so make sure ChatGPT will reference the saved memories. And now you can literally ask for any personal advice from ChatGPT. So for example, in this case, I can ask it to generate a personalized learning path for the coming week and help me find learning resource and come up with a plan. And the plan will always be tailored for you. And now we can ask it to create a scheduled task to run it on every week. So by using these two features, you literally just have ChatGPT Pulse. So it will now always deliver personalized resource based on what it knows about you. ChatGPT Memories is so powerful, but the top 1% of users takes this step further. It's not just about telling ChatGPT to remember things. It's about how you organize these memories to maximize the impact whenever you need it. So first, I can ask ChatGPT to remember a persona of a CMO. So say it's called Janet. So it's just a prompt with the role details and how it should respond using the lens from the CMO. Especially instruct it to think like Seth Godin. But the trick here is to use the trigger keyword as CMO. Now I can just use this keyword, and you can even use this dictate function to just speak instead of typing if you're using ChatGPT on the go. And then you can see ChatGPT is now retrieving the prompts from the memories because you can see it's saying Janet here, let's grow the business. So using this method, you can save different useful prompts, specific personas, and organize them using a memorable trigger keyword. And I can set it up as my editor as well, using my brand voice to create and optimize my content anytime. And without being tied to a specific project, it will work across any new chats. The next is letting ChatGPT be your learning guide. Unlike simply asking ChatGPT to find you learning resource, let it actively test your knowledge and blind spot and ask you questions to inspire your own thinking. So perhaps you're preparing a workshop, a course, or live presentations on certain complex project. So this is a good scenario to use to study and learn more. So you can just attach the learning resource to ChatGPT and then turn on the study mode. And then you can ask it to test you on the key concepts from this resource to identify any knowledge gaps. So unlike a normal chat, you can see study mode is designed to create a highly interactive, tutor-like learning style chatting. So it's not just simply asking me questions, but we always try to sharpen my knowledge, highlight any gaps, and how I can understand and deliver better. And not just about testing your own knowledge, you can also ask it to simulate any tough question that the attendees might ask. And I found these questions are really helpful to deeply test my own understanding. So I highly recommend you try this. So what truly separates an average user from the top 1% isn't just getting answers. Is using AI as a true thinking partner. So I'm going to show you how you can take this to the next level by using the chat branching feature, which is a true hidden gem. So maybe you want to make a better career decision, you can give ChatGPT some details and ask it for options. So in this case, as a growth manager at a tech company, I'm asking it for alternative path and it gives me lots of different options. And since I'm just exploring, so now I can just click here to create a branch in a new chat. So what it does is it will create a new thread with all the previous contexts. And note I used the keyword what if, and that means you are just exploring certain options and brainstorming the solutions. So in this case, I'm exploring the options of working in an early stage startup. So it gives me really good advice, worst case scenarios, and what are the key questions I should be asking. And then you can just go back to the main chat and create another branch. And this time maybe picking another career path as a freelancer. And some of the advice is even what I haven't thought about. So this way, you won't dilute the context in the main chat until you find the best solution. So this is more useful than you think. Highly recommend you use it. So you know how to explore better options, but now it's time to execute with confidence. So ChatGPT native voice mode lets you practice different high-stake conversations before they even happen. But as the top 1% user, we don't just stop here. And let me show you what that means. To turn on the native voice mode, you can just click this little sound wave icon and initiate a conversation. The best experience is always on the mobile app, so you can chat with it on the go. But you can initiate voice mode on desktop as well. So you are my boss who respects my work, but is very protective of the team's budget. Let's role play a conversation where I ask you for a raise. Okay, so based on my successful launch of the Q3 campaign and my expanded responsibilities, I would like to discuss and revisit my compensation.
I really appreciate all the great work you did on that Q3 campaign. It was definitely a success. But you know me, I'm always looking at the budget closely. So let's chat about what you're thinking, and I'll see what we can do.
Okay, now end the simulation. Tell me what my boss was actually thinking but not saying during that conversation.
Well, I know they deserve a raise because they've done great work, but I'm worried about how I'm going to fit that into the budget. Basically, the boss might be balancing in their head the appreciation for your hard work and the reality of the financial constraints. So it's a little bit of an internal tug of war that might not come out in their words.
Of course, this is just a simple example, but you get the idea. So besides just letting ChatGPT give you advice by role-playing, practicing, you can also ask it to mirror the underlying thinking process and the tone. And the voice mode makes everything flows more naturally with clear feedback. Now we can take this one step further and build your dream AI coach for role models you admire. No scheduling, no fees, just personalized guidance whenever you need it. And that is by using a custom GPT. So a custom GPT is just like a personalized ChatGPT built with your instructions, data, and tools. Let's say my dream coach is Ali Abdul. So I have collected some of his top video scripts talking about productivity and time management and use it to train the AI coach. A tip for you is that you can also use AI to speed up the research process, preparing deep research reports to find additional materials for the training process. And then on the GPT, click Create. Type in all the relevant information, attach the knowledge file we prepare, and now here is the most important part, the instruction. So here I'm using the infused prompting framework shared by a Reddit user, and it's really awesome. So I will put the link below if you're interested, and then publish this custom GPT. Now every time when I get stuck about managing my work priorities, I can just ask this AI coach. Using this method, you can build your own dream AI coach, and is ready to chat anytime. And again, the knowledge files are everything, so make sure you find the quality sources. And we are not done yet. So instead of manually crafting every custom GPT or project instruction, you can actually create a GPT builder that does it automatically. So basically, you follow the same steps, giving the custom instructions and then the GPT building guide. So for example, I want to build a new custom GPT that helps me to analyze long legal contracts or documents. So I can just talk to this builder. So it will ask me clarifying questions like what kind of personas, what tasks it handles, and then you can see it will give me super detailed custom instruction prompts that I can use for this new custom GPT. And with the recommended conversation starters, knowledge files that I should prepare. And you can use the same method to ask AI to optimize your own prompt as well. Write your custom instructions. And if you're interested in trying this GPT builder, I will link it down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up so helping more people better use ChatGPT. And I encourage you to join my community. You get access to all the prompts I share on this channel, exclusive workshops, and before you go, also watch this video about using ChatGPT to build your digital marketing system. I will see you next time.